Hey Capricorn, it's Rose from Sacred Waters Tarot, here to bring you your timeless reading for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising Venus. Anywhere you have strong Capricorn placements, and of course my beautiful cross watchers. Cross watchers, you know the drill around here, especially if you are subscribed to my channel. You can find out a lot of information about Capricorn, about your person, especially if there's limited contact, no communication at all, or ghosting going on between you and Cappy. Just keep in mind, guys, this is a general reading for the sign of Capricorn. Not everything I say will resonate with all of you. Please only take what resonates and leave the rest for somebody else and go on about the reading. Now, with that being said, if this video has found you, if this channel has found you, please welcome to my channel. Please consider subscribing. Please like, please share with a loved one. Comment below, guys. I do love to hear from you. Let me know how this resonates with you in your situation. And if you do not want to comment, I totally understand. Please consider leaving me your favorite emoji. Okay, guys, in the comment section, pinned to the top, will be all the information you need to book a reading with me. And I would love to hear from you and read for you. I also, in the description box, have a link to other ways to support my channel. And I do appreciate it. Now let's get into your timeless reading. Whenever you're watching this reading, it'll be the right time for you to receive these messages. So let's see what's going on in Cappy Land, in Cappyville, my beautiful little earth babies, my Capricorns. Let's see what's going on with Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and cross watchers of Capricorn. Okay, let's see what's going on. Let's get the messages for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and cross watchers of Capricorn. Okay. So in the recent past regarding your energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, doesn't have to be. I see like you've been feeling very comfortable and, you know, networking well and doing well with friends, with coworkers, with people of like-minded energy. Whatever you do, you know, whatever you give to this world is being well received. Your community holds you in high regard, and everyone knows your name, and you know everyone's name. It's just a really nice card to see in the recent past of the reading. Maybe you sell something, maybe you have a store, maybe you have like a green market or something like that, or maybe you just are very, you know, you stay local. You like your local community. You're very involved with things that go on in your local community. It could also be with friends as well. Maybe you do everything in this one town that you live in, the one city that you live in, wherever, and it's just it's easy peasy feeling. It's like a great neighborhood, and there's a lot of good energy being exchanged. Okay, so this is really good. Also for money, as well as wealth, health, of course, all those good things. Okay, so let's see what's going on. But currently you are walking away from something, or somebody could be walking away from you, Capricorn. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy doesn't have to be. So it's interesting here. Here we find like-minded people all working together and praising each other, and, you know, enjoying each other's company and appreciating what everybody has to offer. But here we have somebody walking away. So it could be that you're leaving a relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be a business. It could be a romantic relationship. It can be a family dynamic. It might have to do with where you are, what you've been doing lately, like what you've been doing the past few weeks. Maybe you've decided that, you know, where you live is just fine, or where you do your business is just fine, and you're walking away from something that maybe was not, you know, maybe that you loved, but it wasn't ideal for you. So let's just see what this is. Ooh, Nine of Pentacles in reverse, Taurus. This is a sign. This is Taurus energy in the future. It doesn't have to be. But the Nine of Pentacles in reverse speaks of someone who's not able to take care of themselves financially, somebody who's not able to provide for themselves financially without support of somebody else. This speaks of an unmarried woman sometimes. Can speak of somebody who was left for whatever reason, Capricorn. It is the energy of Taurus, and it's usually in the upper position. It's pre-Empress energy, right? So I feel like it could have been, Capricorn, I'm just going to say this, that maybe you were with somebody for a little while, and you know, you got close to their friends and their family and people that were in their community. And for whatever reason, you left or they left you. Okay. And in the future, I see you trying to make ends meet and not really having much luck. So I don't really understand what's going on here. The Three of Pentacles can speak of a third party situation, but it looks like something was amicable. So, I mean, it doesn't look like, you know, let's say your partner was friends with some, had a close friendship or an alliance business relationship with some a member of the opposite sex, and you thought everything was hunky dory until they left you or you left them. And in the future, I see you struggling to even like try to understand how you got yourself into this mess. So this is really kind of weird here. Something must have been hidden. Five of Swords reversed. Now this usually speaks of peace, you know, a temporary time of peace, a time out from feuds and fighting. So I think really what I'm picking up on here strongly, Capricorn, I don't think, I know. I feel like you were in a third party situation and you did not know it. And now you're finding out and you're walking away. And you know that the future is going to be tough because maybe you depended on this person for finances. Now, you could have worked with this person. For some of you, you got involved with your boss. Or for some of you, you got involved with someone in business that you thought that they had your back. And they did for a while, but then something changed. And it made either you or the other person walk away. And I see that there was love here. And the Three of Pentacles is not a fast-moving energy. The Pentacles is a slow-moving energy. But then with the Five of Swords, maybe you found out that the person you were romantically involved was just on a break from their long-term partner that they had. And they didn't let you know about it, or they told you that it was over. And you started spending a lot of time with them in their community, in where they work, with their friends, you know, where they do business, their network. And you kind of lost yourself in that and you got very comfortable with that, only to find out that this person wasn't going to stay with you. They went back to the person that they were with previously, and it was just a fight. They told you that it was over, but it was just a fight. And now in the future, I see that you're kind of like, you're going to be in a kind of like a little bit of a pickle financially. So I feel like some of you worked for this person or worked with this person, but this person, maybe they left without paying you, Capricorn. What is this? Let me see what's going on here. The Moon reversed. This person had secrets. I think they told you, I'm getting a feminine energy. They were hiding a relationship with a female. They were hiding a relationship with a female, and they friend zoned each other. Okay? They friend zoned each other. And they made it seem, or they actually even thought, that they could pull off their breakup only for them to get back together. Maybe they thought that they could be friends, but they didn't tell you, or maybe they told you, oh, you know, we had a fling, you know, once, but it didn't work out. We're better off friends and we're better off business partners and everything's fine. You should meet each other. You could get along. Everything's fine. Everything's good. No problem. Only to find out that they were still had feelings for each other, and they were unresolved feelings, and they were just in a fight, a misunderstanding, and you know, you were left high and dry, Capricorn. I'm really sorry. This person could be a Cancer or a Pisces. I don't see, it can be a Scorpio, but I'm getting more Cancer or Pisces energy. You know, take into consideration, can be their Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. But I'm getting strong Cancer, strong Pisces energy for sure. Let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, this person Okay, so this person started bringing you around their friends and family or coworkers or their network of people, their gym, their restaurants, their coffee shops, all the place to hang out, where they do their business, all of it, right? And everything seemed fine. And it was fine until two people decided they still loved each other, Capricorn. They still had unresolved feeling for each other, Capricorn. And they got back together. And this person walked away from you, or this person made you walk away. And somehow financially you were tied in. Maybe you were working for this person, maybe this person was, you were doing odd jobs for this person, maybe you were working a side hustle for this person and you needed the extra money and you guys got involved, but they didn't tell you the whole story about their breakup with their ex. They also didn't tell you that their ex was tied into their business, lived right near them. They could have a child together, or they could have children together, or they could just have strong alliances. And you weren't told. So let's see what else is going on here, Capricorn. At this point, I don't think that they intended to get back together, but I think that the other party, the third party, seeing you with their ex brought up old feelings and old emotions, and they both got very confused. So, you know, that's people who are not over people. So I want to say basically, Capricorn, that you were like the rebound, and I don't necessarily think that they meant you to put you in the rebound energy, but either way, you're left with no resources and very little income because of it. Yeah. So this other person could also have fire in there, try to just be very passionate. Um, and I really think that they felt like they really could see their future with you, and they were planning their future with you, and they were visualizing, and they were talking about it, and it seemed like you both were on the same page, like how you felt about each other physically, and the physical attraction was there and everything, and you know the future plans were made and everything, only to leave you high and dry because they went back to the other person. And the other person was right in front of your face. And I have a feeling with the moon card, Capricorn, that you were picking up on the energy. These two people was like a little bit too chummy. Okay, so I think you got half the story or a quarter of the story, and now you know you're left with all this confusion. I think you're just as confused as they are, but yet they got back together. Oh boy, Capricorn. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, you're left out in the cold, Capricorn. You are left out in the cold. You might have strong Taurus placements in your chart, Capricorn. Okay, check your chart. If you don't, you could have Taurus rising. You could have Taurus sun and be watching for your Capricorn rising, Capricorn moon. You could have Taurus. You could have like a few planets in Taurus, because I'm getting a lot of Taurus energy. The Five of Pentacles is definitely a card of cheating. You being the other woman, the other man. Okay. So I feel like when they got back together while you were still with your person. Okay. And you felt the energy of being left out in the cold, and then finally you walked away because it was just too much. You know, I feel like you walked away. You walked away because you were getting mixed signals. You were very confused because you're like, hey, where's my person? They said they'd be home at 5 or 6, you know, to go out to dinner or to cook dinner together or whatever. And it's 7 o'clock and I haven't heard from them. They're not answering their phone. Things like that kept happening. I'm supposed to be my person for lunch, and they called and said they have a meeting, you know, an emergency meeting, and they won't be able to meet me, or that, you know, plans got changed and they have to work late. All these different excuses they were coming out, and it was making you very, very, very confused, as well as very, very uncomfortable. And you got this really cold sense about how they were speaking to you, Capricorn. Their demeanor changed. Their ways of speaking to you changed. No more honey, baby, sweetie, nothing like that. So I mean, right now you're leaving. And I feel like, in the future, you're going to be carrying this energy of that you were betrayed. You were left out in the cold. You were cheated on. These people got back together behind your back. And you were basically used to just make the other person jealous. Now, like I said, I don't think that was intentionally meant, but it happened. And you were used regardless. Your person didn't realize that they were actually using you, but probably in hindsight, they'll probably say, you know what, I did. I treated Capricorn badly. I played with their emotions. I made false promises. I told them that I wanted a future with them. And I thought that I meant it. I thought I knew what I wanted, but I wanted my ex back. And when my ex saw me with you, we started talking and things got, one thing led to another. And we decided that we wanted to give another chance. So Capricorn, you have to leave and I'm sorry. But there's income tied to this. There is income tied to this. And you're the one who's going to be suffering financially from this. So I feel like you either worked for this person or you had some kind of business opportunity, like a side hustle going on with this person, you know. Maybe they were the merchant or something. Maybe you created something that they sold or something like that. Let me know in the comments, guys. And now they've decided to, not use your services anymore, and then you have to go. I don't think you were living with this person full time, but it looks like you were spending a lot of time in their area, in their home, where they do business, around their people. Okay? And you got very comfortable only to find out that their ex was right underneath your nose, and they made it seem like that ex was just, just a good friend, and that something happened but it never worked out. Meanwhile, it was just a break. Okay, so that's what you have here, Capricorn. Oh my God. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, I mean, Five of Pentacles definitely, and you could be losing faith maybe because now you don't know where your income is going to come from, and you're left out in the cold, and maybe you're not even feeling that great. You're feeling very down and out, almost like you're getting sick because of all the stuff that's happened to you, because they played a good game. Like I said, they really tried to hide their emotions, their feelings for each other. And they thought that your person thought that they were ready to move on. But once their ex, saw you with them, it stirred up old emotions, and they got back together. They started seeing each other. It looks like, when your person was making excuses. I can't make it to dinner tonight. I'll be home a little bit later. I need to, switch the lunchtime with you, or I can't see you at lunch, or we're not going to go away this weekend, or I can't come see you, or you can't stay here because of this and that. And it seemed like it was always about work, and it was. But guess what? This person works with them too. So that's the situation you have here. All right. So, yeah. Messy, messy, messy. King of Swords. Yeah, this person, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy doesn't have to. I feel like this is your ex. This is your person or ex-person. They lied to you, and they're still lying to you because they know that they used you, and like I said, I don't think they meant to use you, but subconsciously, for whatever reason, I think that they realized that they did, but they're not going to tell you this. They're going to try and make themselves look like they were innocent no matter what, at all costs. And it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all a lie. Okay? They could be hiding the situation. They could be owing you money and giving you a hard time about it because of their person. Their person doesn't want you to pay them to pay you. Okay? Because of jealousy, envy, and greed. Okay? What you have here is a narcissist for sure, that used you. I mean, like I said, I still don't think that they realize what they did, When they met you, they didn't see you like as bait. They saw you actually, they did see you as somebody that they were very attracted to. And I think the physical attraction, took over. And then once they had to, bring you in the same arena around their ex, things started happening. Tears, truths, lies, deception, it all came out. And they got back together. But your ex is the one that threw this person away. Your ex is the one that threw this other person away. And now they're deciding to throw you away. This is crazy, Capricorn. Page of Pentacles. You're gonna be fine, Capricorn, okay? Because you still have whatever it is that you do for a living. If you create something, you make something, maybe you're an influencer, it looks like you make like something that people, like you sell to merchants that, people, maybe you make jewelry and you consign them, or maybe you sell crystals, maybe you make like watches, something. You make something. There's something that you're good at. You have a craft, you have a skill. And I think you got involved with this person through business. So lesson learned, keep your business, keep your personal life. No, don't start canoodling with the people that you do business with, right? So now you're cut off financially from this good business deal because you had your heart broken and you were deceived. But you still have your creativity, you still have your brand, you still have your stuff. So you're feeling very Nine of Pentacles in reverse and very left out in the cold because of what happened to you. But Spirit wants you to remember that you still have your gifts, still have your talents that nobody can take away from you. I don't think this King of Swords in reverse, and I don't think this ex is going to try and take what you want. I think they want a clean break and they just don't want to pay you for whatever they bought from you. They don't want to pay you for whatever reason. I think it has to do with their person who they got back with. They could be involved with a very shrewd person who's probably jealous of the relationship of you, of course, because they took them back, okay? But they can't produce a product like yours, a gift that you have. Maybe you're a diviner. Maybe you're a tarot card reader. Maybe this person has a crystal shop or some kind of bookstore or some kind of coffee shop, and you were reading tarot there, and it was producing really good income where you didn't need to have two jobs. And I think that you are about to get yourself really comfortable in this place, and then boom, he gets back with his ex or she gets back with her ex. But I think I'm speaking to many females here with the moon reversed. Capricorn, your intuition told you otherwise, and either you left or they made you leave, but it was leaving, thinking that maybe you guys will get back together, but then knowing that you can't because the feeling is just so hurtful. But Spirit is trying to tell you that with the Page of Pentacles here, that you still have your creations, you still have your creativity, you still have your craft, which will reinvent itself at the right time. Okay, so it might seem like you're going into like a poverty sense of being, okay, a sense of lack, a sense of poverty, being left out in the cold, feeling played and betrayed, but that's not so. So I know you're hurt right now, Capricorn, and I know that this is a mess and this is a crappy thing for people to do, but sometimes people don't realize, that they use people when they think that it's over with somebody else, but just lesson learned. If you ever find out again that somebody that you're doing business with, says that they're single or says that they're broken up with their ex or their ex-wife or ex-husband, whatever, you don't want to go there. And don't mix business with pleasure. I forgot what it's called, fraternization or something. I don't know. There'll be other coffee shops. There'll be other, tarot tea rooms or something, because it looks like you create something. It doesn't have to be crystals. It doesn't have to be jewelry. It doesn't have to be tarot. It can be art. But it looks like something, like I said, that is handcrafted, that is designed by you. Now, I don't think they're going to take your ideas, because the Page of Pentacles wouldn't have shown up in the upright position, okay? So your ideas are your ideas. I just feel like you're going to be losing money because they owe you money. Now, let's see if you're going to get paid. Is Capricorn going to get paid for what they do, and will they find another business? I know you're going to find something else very soon. I can tell you that for sure. So this is just, you know, I'm sorry. You got played. You got played, Capricorn. It happens to the best of us at one point in our lives, and it's just a lesson, you know, lesson to never poop where we eat, right? Okay. And I know what you're saying. You're like, I didn't work for this person. This person wasn't my boss. We were doing business together. Same thing, same situation. You don't want to do everything in the same area, because this person looks like a local yokel. Okay, they've established themselves somewhere and they're not budging. So now you have to reestablish yourself somewhere on the other side of town, or maybe somewhere completely different, you know, because it looks like you got engulfed in their life, and that was very convenient for them, but and it's not convenient for you. So now you have to go back home or find a new place to live and reinvent yourself and stuff like that. But I know you're going to be able to do it. I feel like Spirit is going to provide what you need to move on. Okay, maybe you still have your own place and you can go back home and start over, but I feel like you're going to. Let's see what else Spirit has to say to you. What's the advice for Capricorn moving forward? Wow. So now you're realizing, because the Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Cups was upright before. That means confusion, not knowing everything, too much stuff, and too many emotions, too many feelings, too much drama, right? But now you're like finding yourself being like, you know what? I still love myself. I still have myself, and that's all I need right now. That's all I need. Believing in myself, pouring into my own cup, you know, spending time home with my cat or my dog or my kid or whatever. And that's it. And starting over, okay? And moving on. Moving on very quickly. Moving on very quickly. So I feel like with the Eight of Wands here, it's like a fast-growing tree. So I feel like you're going to network and start to reinvent yourself very quickly, okay? Because of what happened. Because God sees all, and the universe saw that what happened to you was like, you know, you were being used to get even with somebody else. Like I said, you know, don't take it personally. I know it hurts, and it's a crappy thing to do, but it happens all the time. But I see that what it's going to do is make you understand yourself better, and make you much stronger, and make you have more passion about what you do. Okay, so you might not ever receive that money back, and you know what? That's egg in that person's face. They will eventually pay that karma for not wanting to pay you for what they owed you. Okay, especially an apology. The Magician is here. So you have everything you need. I'm telling you, you do something with metaphysics. You do something with healing. You do something with crystals or jewelry or gemstones or divination, tarot, something like that. Maybe you're a healer. The Magician is all about the ultimate alchemist, making things happen. So I see you, you know, getting back to yourself, going back to your sacred space, going back to your home domain, clearing things out, getting the ball rolling again, updating your client list, updating your contacts, redoing your portfolio, your Indeed account, whatever you're doing, and creating more and more and more of what you want to do. Because I feel like that person asked you to produce something, and you did, and it's what they liked, but to you it was an unfinished product. So here we have time now to focus on what you need to do to make everything happen, because you have everything you need to make everything happen. So I feel like you're going to be reinventing yourself because of this loss, because of this tragedy. And you know, with this full moon coming, or whenever you're watching this, there's full moons and new moons every month, so I won't get crazy about the dates or anything like that. The full moon is when we release, we get rid, and in the interim is when we're starting to manifest and get stronger and really feel like we have passion and zest for life again, and we feel strong again and powerful. And then we have the magician here, which is all about, self-mastery and alchemy, and what we put out to the universe, we get back tenfold. So I feel like you're going to be manifesting more clients, more ideas, more abundance, because you have everything you need to make it happen, and it's going to happen for you. This was just, a bump in the road. It was a learning process. Sometimes on the way, and I say this in every video, and I'm not going to stop saying it. If it applies here, the devil doesn't bother you when you're down the wrong path. So obviously you were down the right path, and then something happened. You got involved with somebody you weren't supposed to, or you got involved with somebody who misled you, right? But you got yourself out of there. However you got out of there, whether you were forced out or whether you left, I feel like it was a mutual decision. And now you're left to really focus on your craft. So you got back on the horse. You're going to do well. I'm telling you right now, Capricorn, just give it some time and you will see this was a blessing in disguise. And this will never happen to you again because, like I said, it was a bump in the road. It was a test from the universe. And it was a lesson to not get involved with people that you do business with. But now I think that you don't need anyone to sell your product. You don't need anyone to market you. You don't need anyone to invest in you. You can invest in yourself. The magician can invest in themselves. They're solo. They don't need anyone next to them. They don't need anyone to do anything for them. So this is taking quite a beautiful turn for you. What was a tragic ending is now a beautiful manifestation. So I love how this is turning out for you. Let me know in the comments, if you feel this energy yet changing, if you feel like, that was the best thing that ever happened to me in a way, it broke my heart, but, I'm a better person for it now, and I've learned my lesson. Let me know in the comments, guys. I really want to know. Let me pull a Urban Crow oracle message for you. Let's see what the crows have to say for my beautiful Cappies, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Cross Watchers. I doubt you're going to get the money back unless you do some type of money manifestation, that you'll get it back in another way. I do feel, because I feel like the best is yet to come for you and your side hustle, for you and your business. It's going to take off like wildfire now. That lull was a lull, and it was a detour, and it was a test. Okay? You're not going down the wrong path, and you're not supposed to be stopping what you're doing. You're supposed to continue. And with the Magician card there, you definitely are continuing on the road to lots of health, lots of wealth, lots of recognition, and just really beautiful energy, Let's see what the message from the urban crows are. Let's see. Trickery. I pulled this card the other day for another sign. I'm trying to think of who it was. Trickery. Number 50. I think was it Sagittarius? Okay, trickery. Well, we know you were tricked, but like I said, it wasn't your ex's first intention, or they didn't realize what they were doing. But that's neither here nor there now. Crows are known for stealing another's bird's stash and then hiding it, covering it up with leaves to throw it off its tracks. Trickery brings to your attention that someone may be trying to deceive you. When trickery appears, it is a signal to be aware, to be more conscious of the actions of those around you, because someone may be trying to employ a bit of deception to get what they want. If you have a contract to sign, give it a closer look. There may be a clause in there that was not discussed that you may feel unfavorable. Trickery takes many shapes and sizes, from the innocent trickery to get someone out of the house so that a birthday party can be prepared for an employer using their position to get you to work overtime by promising a promotion that will never materialize. Interesting. This card may also indicate that your situation can benefit from allowing for some innovative and creative thinking. That's the Magician. Innovative and creative thinking. That's you, Capricorn. A little deception for the sake of the greater good may be warranted. Card number 51. So you may be seeing number 5, you may be 50, you may be 51. 5 and 1 is 6. 6 is the number of success. And 5 is a number of major life shifts. So this is interesting because, like I said, it was like a test for you, right? The trickery, the deception was a test for you. And they said it in this card. This card may indicate that your situation could benefit from allowing for some innovative and creative thinking. A little deception for the sake of the greater good may be warranted. So I feel like this was a good lesson, a lesson learned, and karma will be served to those who tried to play you and tried to trick you. They seriously tricked you. That wasn't their intention at first, but that is what they did. And it's only going to make you have a huge glow up, Capricorn. This is going to be egg in their face for you. And I'm sure that you will move on and meet the right person at the right time. Okay? So this was a beautiful reading that was very confirming. Like I said, I think Sagittarius got that. I'm not sure who got that other card. But let me know in the comments, guys. I'm wishing you so much love, light, and unexpected blessings. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.